Hi, so I'm here because I'm working on my project for a color story. So if you watched that video, then you know that we picked a color, we took 2 minutes and came up with as many things of that color as we could. And now we're making an art project. So if you're wondering, like, what am I gonna do and how am I gonna put these colors into a creative project? I'm gonna show you where I am. Now, if you've watched the video, you already have seen my finished project, but at this point in the process, I'm not done. So I'm gonna show you. So from the list of mine, which my color was blue, I had sky, ocean, blue eyes, blue bird, blue jay, blue jeans, morning glories, blueberries, Siamese fighting fish, and sapphire. So I'm not using all of those things. So I will show you where I am right now. So I'm in the beginning of the project and that's where I am. So I am using sky, water, and to represent the bluebird and the blue jay, I did a stencil of a feather. So you might be wondering, how did I get this ocean effect? Really easy. That is just a watercolor wash, and then I covered it with paint. I used my, where is it? I used my cobalt teal watercolor. Then I put a piece of saran wrap over it, and then let it dry, peeled it off, and I got all these shapes. And for my stencil here, I'll just show you. I just used, I have a lot of these stencils, but I used a feather stencil. Tried it out first, making sure I wanted it. I wanted a dark blue because I wanted some contrast with what I have going on. So I actually ended up using this beautiful phthalo blue and acrylic paint, because that's what you use to do stenciling. And that's a really nice contrast with these lighter color blues. So next, I decided to do the morning glories. So I'm thinking, okay, what am I gonna do for morning glories? So what I did was, and as you can see, none of this is on. I haven't glued anything down, but here's a vine. So what I did was I just cut out a squiggly shape. I want it to have a little more interesting color going on. I didn't want just that color, so I used that same phthalo blue paint, took my stencil brush, and I just dabbed, and I like the different variation. So that's gonna go somewhere. So I've got my blue morning glory vines. Now, morning glories, what am I gonna do for flowers? This is cool. So I've got my flowers in process, and I've got these lovely little shapes of flowers, and there are a ton of them, different color blues, and then again, phthalo blue to have different darks and lights of blue. And I have some bling in the middle, which, gotta tell you, I'm a bling girl. I have so many of these bags of jewels, which I use to make cards and embellish bookmarks. So I do like to have these around. They're fun. How did I get these perfect little shapes? Easy. This is, and if you're wondering why I'm reaching, I'm gonna just show you the mess I've got going on. So here is my mess of delightful art supplies. So what I use for those little shapes, so these are already cut out shapes. You can get them in different things. You can get animals. These were flowers and regular shapes like triangles and stuff. And it's a kid project, as you can see, but my great niece was coming over and I wanted to have an art project to do with her, so I got these, and I'm so glad I did because they're coming in very handy for this project. So there's my little flowers. Now I have no idea at this point where I'm going to put them, where I'm going to glue them, but I'm gathering my idea in my head. And I am just going to use a glue stick to glue them on. Glue sticks come in very handy. So next, I want to do a blue eye. So I cut out a blue eye from, just printed it from a picture I found. I didn't like this. It doesn't really go with this abstract thing I have going on, so that wasn't going to work for me. So what I did instead was I cut out, I wish I could find it, but I've got such a mess, as you saw. Oh no, here it is. So I cut out just an eyeball, a blue eyeball. And what I did with it is I made this kind of little shape, which I like a lot more because it's very organic and abstract-y, and I think it's going to go well with my project I've got going on, this abstract project. So again, all I did was cut a triangle out of construction paper. I glued the eye there. I used my little bling. Gonna change that one. My little bling. And you might wonder, well, how do I get these circles so perfect? And I'm going to show you that, which is another fun thing. So these are shape punches, and people use these and a lot of these supplies in scrapbooking. So these come in all kinds of shapes, all kinds of different sizes, but the beauty of them are, watch this. So you just take it, you slide your construction paper or whatever kind of paper you're using, punch, and out comes a perfect circle. So, fun tool to have. So this is my eyeball that I'm going to be putting on there. Now this line, this black line, it's washi tape, which is another crafting tape that people use in scrapbooking and card making. And I also have a ton of these because I like to use them on my bookmarks and card making. So I'm glad I have these things. So, all right, so I've got my eyeball, and I've got my morning glory vines, and my blue jay feather, and let's see, the last thing I'm gonna use on my list, oh, sapphire. Now, I don't know how I'm gonna incorporate a sapphire yet, but what am I gonna use? I'm gonna use my bling. So it'll be fun to figure that part out. Oh, and what I'm going to do with my morning glory vines, I'm going to do these, I'm going to just cut out some of these shapes, very pointy triangle shapes to be leaves. And because I want this piece to be very abstract and fun without much realism. So that's where I am. Got my pieces. Nothing's glued together, but it will be. And if you've seen the video, you've seen the final piece, but I'm in the thick of it and I'm having fun, and I'm totally just in a place of creating, and this is a place of mindfulness, and I'm not thinking about bronchiectasis right now. So I hope that you're going to do this. I hope you have fun with it, and I will see you next time. Bye.